If you have 2 lakh rupees and want a retro Royal Enfield, choosing between the Classic and Bullet is paralyzing. The marketing brochures will sell you 2 very different historical legacies, but peel back the badges, and you are looking at the exact same chassis, sitting in the exact same 1.7 to 2.2 lakh rupee price bracket. At the center of both frames sits Royal Enfield's modern J-Series engine. It is the exact same power plant, tuned exactly the same way. On this side-by-side spec sheet, displacement, torque, and horsepower are a mirror image. Trips to the mechanic match too. Both require servicing twice a year, with alternating oil changes. Warranty coverage is exactly the same. There is no hidden financial advantage to picking either. Since the mechanical performance is identical, the only way to make the wrong choice is to ignore the physical fit. Your preference here will determine your body's relationship with the machine every time you ride. Forget the decades of vintage storytelling. Your decision comes down to which physical layout fits your specific body geometry and your daily commute. To figure out which one fits you, we have to look at the 3 specific pieces of hardware Royal Enfield changed for the Bullet: a redesigned handlebar, a slightly reshaped tank, and a seat with thicker foam. This diagram shows how these 3 points of contact completely shift your geometry. The taller bars and thicker seat lift your hips and hands. The result is a distinct, open-chested riding posture on the Bullet, replacing the slightly forward lean of the Classic. That upright stance gives you excellent visibility in heavy traffic, and the extra padding translates to noticeable comfort when stuck commuting for an hour. The Classic, on the other hand, asks you to reach just a bit further. It creates a much more integrated feel, where you sit inside the motorcycle rather than perched on top of it. And if you are worried about modifying the Bullet, don't be. Almost the entire accessory list for the Classic transfers straight over. Choosing the Bullet means you value that towering, heavily padded city stance over the sleek, swept-back integration of the Classic. Regardless of which posture you prefer, both bikes put you in command of an engine tuned for one specific purpose: delivering smooth, accessible torque right where you use it most, in the city. The sweet spot is incredibly wide. You can roll on the throttle smoothly and easily navigate anywhere from 10 to 90 kilometers per hour. That accessible power means you rarely have to frantically shift gears. It makes navigating stop-and-go city traffic a low-stress experience. Looking at this acceleration chart, you can clearly see the trade-off. Once the speedometer is pushing past 100 kilometers per hour, the torque simply tapers off. Sitting at triple digits is possible, but if you need to overtake on the highway, it requires calculated planning rather than a quick twist of the wrist. This refined performance completely replaces the old unit construction engine, or UCE, that powered older Bullets. The transition to the J-Series brings a massive upgrade in reliability and smoothness, but it effectively erases the heavy, rattling mechanical vibrations that traditionalists used to expect. The modern Bullet is a highly reliable, low-stress urban tool. If you buy it expecting aggressive highway passing power or old-school mechanical rawness, you are buying the entirely wrong motorcycle. Beyond performance, your daily routine will also be dictated by your paint choice. The cosmetic variants span a 40,000 rupee difference from the base to the top model. This quadrant chart plots ownership aesthetics, visual sheen versus maintenance effort. Premium models feature highly polished cases. They look stunning, but require active polishing to prevent corrosion. Conversely, blacked-out engine components sit in the low-effort category, hiding dirt and being significantly easier to live with. That premium vintage look demands an ongoing time commitment. For a daily commuter prioritizing practicality, the blacked-out variants are the smartest choice. Of course, not everyone is strictly choosing between Enfields. You might be cross-shopping against modern competitors, like the Triumph Speed 400 or the Harley-Davidson X440. The Royal Enfield platform delivers a heavy, firmly planted, and stable ride. However, that straight-line stability comes with a significant trade-off. You sacrifice lightweight responsiveness and sharp, aggressive cornering agility. By comparison, the Triumph is drastically lighter on its feet. Even the Harley displays a certain level of enthusiasm for twisting mountain roads that the Bullet simply does not possess. If you want to carve up a canyon or hustle through tight bends, you aren't looking in the completely wrong motorcycle category. Which brings us back to the core decision. The Bullet and Classic are identical cosmetic cousins. Buying the right one is just a matter of running your priorities through a functional flowchart. Looking at this matrix, the first filter is purely about handling and speed. If you need highway cruising above 100 kilometers per hour or quick cornering agility, follow the yes path straight to a Triumph or a Harley. Skip the Enfield 350 entirely. If the Enfield's stable, torque-heavy character is exactly what you want, you drop down to the second node, which focuses strictly on physical posture. If you prefer the sensation of sitting inside the bike with a slightly tucked-in posture and a swept-back integrated design, follow the no path and buy the Classic 350. That leaves us with the final path. The ideal Bullet buyer is a pragmatic city rider. You want the reliability of the J-Series engine and the accessible torque that makes 10 to 90 km/h traffic disappear. For that specific rider, the thicker seat foam, the taller handlebars, and that commanding, open-chested posture are the definitive tiebreakers for everyday comfort. That is how you choose.